Zimmer, man, what's happening, man? You know what I'm saying? This like kind of like my first little podcast. You know what I'm saying? You already know, coming to your boy Lord Zombie. Here, man, got a special guest here, man. And of course, you know we speaking on mental health awareness, man. So, you know, I've been telling him for the longest I was gonna do this thing, but you know I've been here and there, whatnot, man. So give us a little brief introduction to who you is, man.
My name's Howard, 66, about to be 67 years old. I've lived all over the country. I've lived in 8 states. I've been there. I've done that, you know. And so I've noticed a lot of disturbing trends concerning people that are, that got mental health issues and that they are homeless because of it and because of intertwining addiction issues. Now, I lived in Houston for 31 years. And I have seen some really foul stuff that goes on. People in the city and in homeless shelters, which is Christian organizations, and other state organizations that have taken advantage of people that are homeless, especially the ones with mental issues.
Okay, my bad to cut you off. Keyword, look what he just said, taking advantage. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of folks out here who practice and preach mental health, but you got some folks out here really is not established, don't have these government grants like me, that's a real mental health patients, but got enough goddamn sense to know how to orchestrate certain foundations in order to make things right that's not taking advantage of people with mental illness. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna elaborate on that more too, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Well, one thing comes to mind when I think about city governments abusing money that's been allocated by the federal government for homelessness and for people with mental health issues. The agency in Houston and in all of Texas is MHMRA, Mental Retardation Institute.
Yeah.
These are pretty nefarious people. They were given $65,000 to address the homeless issue. And
hold on. Was it
65 million?
65 million. Okay,
right,
okay. That sounds about right.
$65 million. Now, they had the federal government end up giving the city that money to do something about the homeless stuff, but it was all perpetrated by the state because, and if you don't believe me, you go ahead on and look it up and Google it and do whatever you want to do and see whether I'm telling you it's true. They closed down 4 or 5 of the biggest mental institutions in the state and dropped them off by the busload downtown Houston with no guidance, no nothing. And these people just were sleeping in the street all over downtown area.
All right.
And it was one of the biggest messes you ever seen. So eventually the federal government, it got so bad, the federal government gave the city of Houston $65 million to do something with that. During the time, it was an economic slump in Houston, and they had 4 or 5 older hotels that could have been refurbished and be used as SROs, which is single occupancy rooms, and they could have put a big dent in the homeless population downtown area. So immediately they took $10 million of the money, formed the agency to figure out how to distribute the money and exactly what to do with it, while giving themselves very nice salaries between $80,000 and $125,000 a year.
Going straight to their pocket, huh?
To their pocket.
And I'm gonna tell you like this too, man. You got a lot of hate crimes and a lot of hate people out here. I'm not saying I'm one of those people like people who getting this money for mental health and doing things that's not wrong with it, but you got people out here that like how a motherfucker blame blood, blame Crip, blame GD. You got people out here that are blame for mental health and people that's taking advantage of people of this government grants and saying they doing one thing but really thinking about self. I understand some of the money is gonna be pocketed to you, but at the same time, man, these are the same people that commit massacres. These are the same people that might ask you for $1, might do this to get something to eat, regardless of what they're doing with it. And if you don't do it, these people more likely to take your life. So sometimes you cannot overlook people out here. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead. Why you think?
Let me clear that up. I personally don't think that that's the problem. But I'm gonna tell you something. if you go up in a big homeless area, you're also going to have the gangs that are going to have people that's sitting on the sidewalk with blankets on them, selling heroin all night long, purporting to be put on some raggedy clothes like they are homeless. And after they get their money, they shine their gold teeth up and get in their cars and leave. And that is the God's honest truth. I know people personally that do that. Now, and this goes on in every major city in America.
Yeah.
Now, I was telling you about the $65 million. So after they formed the agencies, they created this agency and got all these people that were supposed to come together and decide what to do with the 55 million that's left. And the government gave them 3 years to use the money. After 3 years, they had spent $30 million of the money on themselves, and they did shit for the homeless people and the people with mental issues downtown.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. And then the government came back, the United States government came back, they didn't have but 35 million left, they took that back. And they did nothing with that but enrich themselves. And the people that they gave money, the city be giving money to charitable organizations like the Star Hope and what's that other one? Salvation Army.
Yeah, they everywhere.
A bunch of crooks, all of them. They're lining their pockets on the backs of people that are in mental health and homeless. Now, a lot of people that got dumped downtown, of course, they have mental issues already. But after living in the street like a dog for 3 or 4 years, a whole bunch of them, they just didn't, they couldn't stand it no more, and they had mental issues after that.
Right.
And being locked up for literally for nothing.
We're gonna get into that about the lock up and institutionalize and rehabilitating back into society. But the question that we finna get into, and once you answer your question, I'm gonna give my opinion so people can know, like, people might not know how to deal with certain situations. So by me doing this right here is bringing awareness, because if you don't know and you listen to somebody else and you have a similar problem, it's like, okay, let me try that out, blase squaze. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Have you ever felt suicidal in one point in time in your life? And what led you up to that suicidal? And how did you reverse from, like, saying, okay, I gotta reverse that suicidal thoughts and continue on pushing on?
Well, see, I don't want to tell the whole truth about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
for certain reasons, but yeah, I've been depressed before, and at one time for a short period, I lived in the streets, and I know a whole bunch of people that live like that from day to day, from month to month, and from year to year. I've never had to experience all of that like that, but I had my taste of it. I had went through a divorce and stuff like that. I didn't want to kill myself, but I wasn't very pleased with the existence that I was living. But in the meanwhile, I want to just say, these people are almost like they're all in cahoots.
Hold on. Okay, now you said you've been depressed, which is somewhat cousins of suicidal. I'm gonna tell you like this, because people that, you gotta think about it, they really haven't heard me. They always hear me talking about somebody else. So I have been suicidal. And you know what I'm saying? And how did I reverse that suicidal? Is pretty much I was at certain stages of my life where, you know, I was institutionalized and I thought I was somewhere I shouldn't have been at, you know what I'm saying, because of certain mistakes or whatnot. And I knew due to the situation that happened that led me to there, you know, it triggered my mental health to be even worse. But as I got back out into society, and I'm gonna tell you something like this too, for all my younger brothers and sisters that's getting out, don't rush it. Whatever you're doing, don't rush trying to get this, trying to get the bad. Take it slow. Like Nipsey said, man, it's a marathon, not a race. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is, hold on real quick. Who that? That's an important phone call.
No.
Whatever it is, man, slow down, man. I'm talking about folks out here going out bad for real, man. I'm talking about you got folks trying to keep up with the Joneses and this, and that because of somebody else doing it, this and that. I tell a person straight up, I ain't got it. But as long as I know I'm free and I'm still breathing, eventually it's gonna come. So how did I reverse my suicidal even upon being out, you know, against all odds against me? I said, man, let me take vacations, man. I'm a Mother Nature person, so I go in different type of climates that I've never been before. I said, let me do this, let me do that. So those are ways, like anytime I feel like somebody, like a vampire person, is transferring my energy to them, trying to soak my energy up. And you know what I'm saying? What I do is, I don't smoke, I don't drink. So I just motivate myself to like, okay, I set plans, I set goals. And you know what I'm saying? Bit by bit, you know what I'm saying? It might be stressful for me sometimes, but I still stay down. And you know what I'm saying? Instead of,
go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So listen to music. Music therapy is a good thing for far as like easing my mind. I go listen to some music or whatever that I like or whatever the situation may be. And man, look here, I'm telling you, dude, that makes me, it brings different vibrations upon me to, you know what I'm saying? So long as I got those two little things, like, seeing different places and listening to music and dancing and working out and trying to eat the right way, I'm good. My mental health, man, you know what I'm saying? I could be at my lowest point, but still, it's just the little things that, you know what I'm saying, that keep me pushing and keep me strong. But man, go ahead. So go ahead, elaborate on some more.
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, my bad. And another thing is, for all y'all people out here suicide, especially the ones that we know 2 Miss Americas just killed themselves. Another thing that keep me living, I ain't got no kids, but I got nieces and nephews. So I say, why be selfish? If something happened to them, now that's the time that I'm willing to go in for them. You see what I'm saying? They ain't my kids, but at the same time, you got all these child molesters out here. You got all these people out here bullying kids and stuff like that. So it's like, instead of me exiting myself out the picture, knowing when they grow up, they might need their uncles, they might need their aunties. So that's another thing that kept me living, you know what I'm saying? And not trying to take nothing from nobody who does commit suicide, because when people look at suicidal, they think it's a bad thing because what they read in the Bible and all this type of stuff. No, you can't tell that person. That person might be connected with a higher power, and they say, look here, right now is the time. Right now, my spirit is rich, my soul is rich. I need to reroute right now into another soul. I don't even want to be part of this. So why would that person go through something so fucked up mentally that's eating them on the inside that they can't control, and they feel like the best way is peace? Is, you see what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, that's another thing that kept me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got other people out here who might not know that depend on us, man. But go ahead, my bad.
Well, listen, I have several of my close acquaintances that have killed themselves, actually.
Right.
Several of them because they were schizophrenic and they were hearing voices, and they just wanted to stop to the voices in their head and all that kind of thing. But they got some people that respond to psychoactive drugs. Some people, it just jack them up worse. There's no simple remedy to mental health, but to ignore it and sweep it under the rug is not getting it. They must do something about this, or the problem is just going to exacerbate itself. So it's important that people stop misappropriating money and to stuff don't make no kind of sense, and deal with this mental health crisis that we have going on in this country. It is imperative that is done.
So tell me this right here. Back to the topic. We're gonna try to, cause we just freestyling right now. We really just talking. So how do you feel? Who you think in 2022, in the past, and the future, that they need to focus more on mental health? Is it people that is in the military? People that's rehabilitating out of prison, chain gang? People that let me think of some another group of people. People that are highly religious, that's around here, that are fighting for their certain belief system or whatnot, like politicians. Like, who you think needs more focus, and why they need more focus?
Well, if you look at it, there's a lot of people that have mental health issues, but they come from prominent families, because mental illness don't pick and choose.
Yeah.
It affects every strata of the United States population. The rich, the poor, the middle class. It gets everybody.
Right.
But people that's got insurance and stuff, has money to take care of their children and their loved ones. But even the ones that's rich, they still end up killing themselves. Right. the people that are cutters, cutting themselves and all that kind of stuff. And something should be done about the people that are poor and can't get any kind of, they should have a universal deal for if you got mental issues, there's some place that you can go if you're trying to help yourself that you can go that do more than just put a Band-Aid or
coronavirus. Hold on, I ain't trying to
ain't
catch
got
that.
no corona. I'm fully vaccinated and
trying to
stuff.
catch that.
I don't do that.
Vaccinated, okay.
Yes,
well,
indeed.
that's
Yeah.
what they all say.
Yeah,
Well, I never say I believe you're vaccinated.
Well, you
but-
already know this to be a fact.
Yeah.
But at any rate, we're going to do this at a later date when we are able to sit down and talk about and have a clear understanding about these kind of things. Now, as far as these missions and stuff go, they try to stuff Christianity down your throat in order for you to be able to stay there in the night and not have to sleep out in the cold and the rain.
So tell me this
A lot
right.
of mental health people don't care. They rather just stay outside and suffer.
Right. So tell me this right here. Not discriminate against Christians or something like that, but do you feel like people that's over religious in certain Christianity and Muslim, do you feel like to a certain degree they're like mental health? Like they're mentally ill, like to a way where they don't even realize how much, like you be in a church house, catching the Holy Ghost, doing cartwheels, doing flips.
Well, wait. Well, listen. Now we can all take a real good lesson from the siege of the Waco compound. Those people had mental health issues.
Waco, can you tell me about Waco, Texas?
Yes, sir.
Military base or just
No, Waco, Texas.
Okay.
The military base is adjacent to that, but I'm talking about the town of Waco. They had the
Right.
Branch Davidians
Uh-huh.
that had a religious sect there. They had enough guns and ammo and hand grenades and stuff in there to fight a war for a month.
Mm.
But the U.S. government went in there and put some, they put some flashbangs in and set off all the rest of the ammunition
Right.
and killed many women and children. Just like Jim Jones. Them people had to have something wrong with them to follow that man down into French Guiana in the middle of the swamp with all them snakes and
You
poisonous
said
spiders.
hold on. You said the French Guiana. Where's that?
French Guiana. It's in Central America.
Central America. French Guiana. Where's that? Like Central America? What you mean? Like Colombia?
It's
like,
in the jungle.
in the jungle. Okay.
Like out
So you ain't talking about Jim Jones from New York, is you?
Jim Jones, the preacher
Oh, it's a preacher.
that
Okay.
made all of his people, hundreds of them,
Right.
drink Kool-Aid laced with cyanide and kill themselves. You never heard of that?
Cyanide. I heard some shit about some.
Oh yeah,
cyanide
don't.
shit.
They say don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
And they had a sitting U.S. senator down there checking it out and bought his aides and stuff down there because he gonna get them people from out of there. They killed all of them immediately, and then got the rest of the flock to drink poison Kool-Aid, and
That's
then
crazy.
they killed themselves.
Yeah, man. Some people on a different level of mental health, man. You know, sometimes I'm gonna tell you something like this too, man. Because I know I'm mental health, and sometimes we as people can overthink situations. Like some of us have overthink situations so strong to the point where it fucked us up out of certain opportunities, and we might not knew that, but when we look back at it, we're like, okay, maybe I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, I can say to yourself, because from my experience, don't never overthink nothing sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, because we all out here, like they say, pushing P. I guess everybody out here is motherfucker paranoid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so much crazy shit going on in this world. People can't help but be paranoid because they don't know
Let me say something about paranoia.
Okay.
Some people will say certain other people are paranoid,
Right.
but if you out here in these streets,
Yo.
a good dose of paranoia might keep you alive.
Real
Because
talk.
stuff that you think, oh, that ain't really happening,
Yeah,
it's really
It
happening.
really happened. I don't want to be around nobody if they're like, oh, I'm good. This is that. The Most High got me. Okay, the Most High got you so much. You know what I'm saying? We all got a perish. We all got to go. But why go out bad when you could have easily been like, when a motherfucker talking like that, I'm going to tell you like that, they suicidal. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have no cautious or no type of pre-awareness of what they're doing and knowing something that they're doing or the surroundings they're around, it's like, I don't know, bro. Everybody rock different. I vibe different. So, you know, I'm not taking nothing from nobody who smoke or drink, or text or drive or drink or drive or whatever the case may be. But you know,
none of those are good things.
yeah, none of those are good things, man. I mean, look at the news, man. What was it? It was a girl. She just got them killed 2 police officers, head-on collision. Young girl, man, drunk driving in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying?
Right here.
Yeah,
in Hinesville, Georgia.
I don't tell the location where we at, bro. I ain't. You know
well, the girl killed 3 people riding the wrong way down the street.
Yeah. Cause I don't know how to edit. I'm still trying to learn how to do this editing crap. If y'all got any advice or anybody watching this know how to edit, man, I'll pay y'all, man. Cause I be trying to read this crap and trying to learn. Oh, they got one I think is like Power Director or whatever, but I be want to edit my stuff too, but I'm not familiar with that type of stuff, man. I be asking people I know. And it's like, damn, bro, they be like throwing shade, bro. They be like, I guess they don't want my stuff to be looking better than theirs because they really ain't talking about nothing. Or they ain't got nothing to talk about but some old fucking, I know everything, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but anyway.
Listen, there's people in this country, and you talk about casting shade, that cast shade and they criminalize being, having mental problems.
Right.
They don't have a section of the police department to deal with mental health people. And many of them are shot down like dogs because all that had to do is have somebody that know how to talk to them.
So tell me this right here. Now we on the topic of mental health, the earth we live on. Do you believe the climate change and everything that's going on right now? Do you believe like the earth we live on is catching episodes and going through something mentally? Because it's still a life. You see what I'm saying? Elaborate on that. Do you feel? Because I feel that way. I feel like the earth we live on, especially us not taking care of it the right way like we supposed to, that it's catching episodes. You know what I'm saying? It's shit that's happening in places that ain't never happened before. What you think about that?
Well, listen, they got some clowns and some fools that say there's no such thing as global warming and the ozone's not being depleted, but that's a lie. As a matter of fact, to give you an uptick on what's really happening, they had, when Donald Trump said there was no such thing, they had a meeting of the World Climate Organization to find out what are we going to do about global warming, and it was ironic that they had this place in Reykjavik, Iceland, in a hotel. And their claim to fame is they were sitting in front of this huge blue glacier, and that's what made the hotel so exclusive and all that. It wasn't nothing but a foothill because it done melted. Now go and check that online.
Right. Now check this out real quick. You know I don't want to get into in detail because not to like just to put all the subject on you because I know you said certain things you would want to talk about, you wouldn't want to talk about, but you know, it'll be kind of good if you talk about it, and then you can tell people like, yo, I went to that school, but this is still the lifestyle that I live, type shit. Like, would you feel comfortable talking about that, or would you rather not talk about that? And what led to that mentally, like leading to your son's situation, blase, squaze?
Oh yeah, I got a son, and he went through a whole bunch of, he was schizophrenic and all that kind of.
And he was in the military, right?
No, he wasn't in the military anymore. But you know what?
He got kicked out. Okay,
No, he didn't get kicked out.
What happened?
He served out his time.
Medically retired.
Yeah, and disabled. You know.
Okay, right.
But no, I'm not gonna get into that business about my son. That's a sore spot about all that kind of stuff, and he ain't been in the ground long enough for me to be able to comfortably talk about that.
Right. Okay.
But you know, it makes you aware.
But by you being a father, how has that taken a toll on you mentally? Because you got some kids out here right now that they got parents and they're not thinking about how their parents might feel if they commit suicide or if they, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, my ex-wife, her dad is got a PhD in allied health sciences, and he's got a lot of power in the mental health scene and stuff like that. That's one of his things, and he had a halfway house for functional people that were functional, but they need to learn living experiences so they could live on their own and all this stuff.
Right.
And I'm familiar with I was running a nutrition program for them during that time, and I'm real aware of that kind of thing. But those people were being protected. He had those people in a safe, nurturing environment and that type of thing. But I'm telling you, I've known some. There's mental health covers a vast array of symptoms and different types of maladies, you know, and on that right there, I'm gonna leave that be. We'll get on that the next time.
We'll get on the next time. In the next video, man, we're going to see what type of reviews and what type of feedback we get on this, man. If anything y'all want to bring up, man, or want us to talk about, please say so, man. Don't be feeling like a certain type of way, like, I don't want to comment or say nothing like this, because honestly, I ain't going to say I don't care about the social media, but I'm going to tell you like this.
You can be anonymous.
Yeah, I could be anonymous. I wasn't really into social media until I just come across too many people who say social media. But check this out. If I get a certain amount of views, a certain amount of subscribers, and I start getting paid off of this, I'm going to say about 95% of what I raise is going to go towards mental health awareness, because I ain't looking for it. But if I do, you feel what I'm saying? Hey, woo-woo, Zimmer, you know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Who got the keys to me, Bimmer?
Who got the keys to the Bimmer, you know what I'm saying?
We're not living in Mars. We're not going to fucking Mars.
What the fuck is he? We got a mental health patient over here talking right now. He talking about some Mars. I don't know what the hell he talking about. But there's a real mental health patient over here behind us. Anyway, I appreciate it. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, man. And like I say, man, this is part of my therapy. This helped me with my therapy. Just doing shit like this, man. You know what I'm saying? This way, instead of killing yourself, this is the way to kill time, man. Spread awareness, man. Zimmer, the positive virus.
Peace.
Already, man.